So good morning, Sir Turno. Good morning, everyone. We are from Group 3 and we'll be presenting our plans for the assigned building, which is the agriculture building. So my part is the architectural plans and its elevations. So just a little disclaimer, no. We made measurements on our own, but there are some areas where it is completely inaccessible due to privacy or safety reasons. So with that, we asked permission from Sir Turner or from you, sir, to acquire plans from the BPO to get measurements that we cannot access directly. So starting off with the isometric view of the agriculture building. So the agriculture building composes of 6 floors with majority in the first floor, in the ground floor and the first floor being offices, while third floor up to sixth floor are mostly classrooms. So here is its front elevation. The building is at a height of around 22 meters, with its length being around 81.5208 meters and its width being around 10.5673 meters. So here is the front view of the agriculture building. Its right side elevation, its rear elevation, and its left side elevation. So uh, moving on to the floor plan. So here is the floor plan for the ground floor of the agriculture building. So here is the front view, while here is the rear view, and here is the right side view and the left side view. So this area comprises of the campus ministry office and is separated by 1, 2, 3, 4 windows. And the overall building is encompassed in columns, so there are around 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 columns per each side, and a singular column around in this side. So in our measurements, we assumed that, although we measured, we also assumed that all of these columns have the same dimensions, except for particular ones around here and around here, which their dimensions are bigger in size due to the fact that it will be discussed later on that on the third floor there's a bridge connecting two buildings. So in ground floor, like I said earlier, is mostly on offices and offices. So in this area, this part right here, so if I zoom in, when we visit agriculture building, this is the glass display case. So which is why it's quite big. So around here is the glass panel, which is then separated by different separators in each, because in agriculture building there are two placements for objects, and this is the wall inside the office. So in agriculture building ground floor, here is the ramp and here is the stairs going inside the building. Well, here is the exit ramp and exit stairs, and this is the hallway going all the way to the elevator, which is found right here. And also same in this area, there's also entrance stairs and entrance ramp. And this area right here will be the stairs going up and going down from each floor. So I think that will be all for the ground floor plan. Then we move on to the second floor plan. So going back there, sorry, there's still entrance right here at the back of the campus ministry office. Another entrance and exit way right here. So moving on to the second floor plan, which is still just quite the same with the ground floor plan, which primarily encompasses offices. So, like I said earlier, most of the dimensions here are acquired from the plans we gathered from BPO because we cannot entirely we cannot measure it ourselves because one, it's a completely different building. We're not like from Agis, so medyo malusudan yung mga yung permits, pagulo, and basing busy ang mga teachers. So the dimensions, in the interior dimensions are mostly gathered from the plans, while the exterior dimensions are a combination of the plans and the measurements that we made ourselves, in which we find that most of them are the same. So over here is a classroom, which is a bigger classroom compared to the other one, which will be shown later in different floors. Followed by an office, it's all offices right here, and it was discussed later in the plumbing plans where the toilet, and comfort room is. So we have all this. So this very big area right here is the faculty proper, and in the architectural plan, I only focused on its doors, windows, the railings, and the grills, basically the entrances and exits, and the borders. I did not focus anymore on the interior finishes like the chairs, tables, and the like, because this is just for visualization only. So it's same right here. It's the elevator, the electrical room, and a storage room. And I forgot to mention earlier that in the ground floor plan, it consists of both the male and the female restrooms, while in the second floor plan it's only the female restrooms. So the restrooms in each floor are alternating together. So moving on to the third floor plan. So the third floor plan is mostly classrooms. So this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 are all classrooms. So we have these two empty spaces right here. So what are these? These are the hallways which connects to the bridge connecting to the SC building. So for the purpose of demonstration, we only cut off this area right here to only showcase the agriculture building and not include the bridge anymore. And also around this area is another mini ramp and stairs going to the STC building, I think. Going to the STC building, but we decided to cut off and close and assume to have its railings and just assume its railings. So if I go back to SketchUp, right here, it is in this area where the mini ramp and mini stairs will connect to the hallway or the walkway going to the STC building. And when I click the rear view, it is in this area, and this area right here where the bridge connects the agriculture building and the science center building. So moving on to the fourth floor plan. In the fourth floor plan, there are no visible offices available. These are all classrooms, and this is also the classroom. This is the bigger classroom where it has double doors. Same with the second floor. And take note that for all of the offices in ground floor, second floor, and the remaining offices in the following floors, their windows are primarily composed of sliding windows and sliding panels, while classroom windows are composed of jalousies. All of them are composed of jalousies. While and in addition, both of their doors are just the same. But some varies with having only singular doors, which is the entrance or the exit or the teacher's door or the student's door. But rooms like this have only only double doors, which is the only entrance and exit of the room. moving on to the fifth floor plan. The fifth floor plan is again a copy of the third floor plan, which is has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 rooms, and around this area is another office, and I think this is the DevCom office right here. So it is an enclosed area. So yeah, it is another office, which means it has its windows are sliding and it has a lot of rooms because in the DevCom office there are a lot of separators in the different offices in each department. So I think it is very straightforward. And lastly, for the sixth floor plan, it is a direct copy of the fourth floor plan, encompassing of different encompassing of same classroom format and a singular room right here, which is a big size. But you can also there's also noticeable thing right here if I zoom in. So this was the case going up, going up, and this right here is a staircase going to the rooftop of the agriculture building. So in previous floor plans, I think this was the electrical room, like from ground floor to the fifth floor. But here in sixth floor, there is already a staircase leading to the roof deck. So going back in our SketchUp, you can see right here that I mentioned earlier that it primarily encompasses of columns. It primarily encompasses of columns, but then all of the columns on the top meet together to form an arc type of support. And its roof is pretty straightforward. It is a gable type of roof. Simple step. I will show a clear picture right here. So it's just a raised roof. It forms a triangle and a trapezoidal shape. And here in the very most top is supposedly there's a xylog right here, and I don't know what this room is. I'm not sure if this is the rooftop access that is going from the sixth floor to the roof deck. So I'm not entirely sure. So if we see again its elevations, you can see here in the left side elevation, all of the window panels are aligned together. These windows are sliding, and I think they're the type that, and these smaller ones, I think are the sliding windows, or those that you push in order to open. So in the rear elevation, you can see also you can see it clearly here now where the offices the loading line is where the offices are located. Majority of their windows are sliding type windows, where all of the classrooms have jalousies. So because presumably offices are air conditioned, so they need to have a closed space. So I guess that sums up my report in my architectural plans, and thank you. Sorry.
So good day, sir. This is my presentation for the structural plans of the agricultural building. So first, I am going to present the foundation plan. So it has a continuous footing, so as indicated in the green lines. The red lines are considered the tie beams or the ground beams, and the columns are in white. So in this portion there, we can see that there is a small column here, which I assume is not a structural member, considering that it is not present in the structural plans as provided by the PPO office. So the load-bearing columns are as follows. The white squares in the rectangles here as highlighted. So the columns are uniform from the first floor until the top, the roof beam floor. So here is the quick schematics of the framing plans for the ground floor, which is also the foundation plan, until the 5th and 6th floor, which is symmetrical. So proceeding to, so the first floor has two types of beams. First is, I will proceed to the PPO office file here. So the measurements of the beam are the same, the width and the depth, I mean the breadth and the depth, but the length from beam to beam is different, so I can refer here. So first is the columns. So the columns are all uniform, except for those that are under the bridge, which we assumed is closed. So for the other columns, such as these ones, these are only C1 columns, which I will state the details later. So these are C1 columns, which are much more elongated compared to the C2, which almost represent a square cross section. So there are some columns that are not symmetrical per se, like here. For this region, there's a C2 column. However, for this part and this area, considering that it was supposed to be under a bridge, was not constructed as a C2 column, but rather a C1, unlike this area. But similarly, this area also presents only a C2 column. So for a C2 column, it was confirmed by the PPO as well as our manual measurements that, wait, I will look for it. File. So the C2 columns are here. So their breadth is 0.6, and so as I've mentioned, it is a square column. So it's 0.6 in its width and also its depth. So moving forward, the beams are indicated are also found to be a specific type of beam, which is which are the FTB1 beams and FTB2. Their width are the same, 0.3, as indicated here. File. Here, 0.3, but their depths are different. For the FTB1 beams, they are 0.4 in depth and contain only 6 reinforced bars. But the FTB2 beam are 0.6 in depth, but contain 8 bars for its beam. So as indicated here, it is found that the top and bottom beams are FTB1, but those that are those that are for its height or depth, this one, are FTB2 beams. Considering that it has a larger span between columns, it is understandable that their depth is much more greater compared to FTB1 beams. So moving forward, I will proceed to the framing plan for the second floor. The dimensions for its center to center from column to column is varying, but only differ for about point at a maximum of 0.5 meters, so half a meter distance. So that is not significant, considering that the size is considered has been considered to be the maximum load bearing for this case. So in the second floor beam, the second floor framing plan, there are three types of beam: PTB1 and PTB1, PTB1B, and PTGB1. And there are also three types of slabs, which are indicated to be S1B, S1, and S1A. So the columns need not to be mentioned and need not to be highlighted here, considering that, as I mentioned earlier, it is uniform from the bottom floors to the top floors. So based on our measurements and references, it has been found that the beams for PTB1 are not just rectangular per se, but they have a connection area which also contain rebars. So here is a cross-sectional cut of the PTB1 beam. So as we know that, as we see, there is a slight connection here considering that the structure is quite large, so there is additional implementations of the structural members that have been needed. So the difference for PTB1 and PTB1B are also the placement of the reinforced bars only. So for the PTB1A, the reinforced bars are in the topmost section compared to PTB1B, which are placed in the bottom section. This is in consideration for the loads. Maybe in the PTB1A there is a maximum tension load at the top side, so there is a need for additional bars for the topmost side. So for the PTG-B1, the A, so they have same depths and widths, but as I mentioned, the placement of the rebars are alternate. For A, there is more rebars at the top area, and for B, more rebars at the bottom section. Moving forward, for the slabs, it was found that it had a thickness of 0.13 as found in the typical slab section details here at the PO office's file. So here, these are the columns and these are the slabs. So the thickness is about these are the beams rather. So the thickness is about 0.10 for the second and third floors, and for the third floor is about 0.13 meters. So that's 130 millimeters. So moving forward, for the third floor, it is identical to the second floor. But for the fourth floor, it has a different pattern. As we can see, the spaces are much more larger compared to the second and third floors. So in the first floor, there was a beam between each column for the traverse areas. However, in the long column and the fourth floor, the columns along the traverse areas have been alternate, except for particular sections such as this one and this one. So for the rightmost corner in the second floor, there's a cut. I think this is the area for the CR, if I'm not mistaken. These are the areas for the CR and the utility area. This is the elevator shaft, and then this is just the part of the hallway. So the fourth floor consists of for the fourth floor, it consists of PTB1 beams again, the S1B slabs, S2 slabs, which I indicated a while back, which are 0.13 meters in thickness, PTB2 beams, and then there are also new beams introduced, which are the RCB beams, and then the RCCB beams for the ramp. For the RCB beams, it can be found here in the beam details. Here for the RCCB beams, its depth is 0.16, and then its width is the same as the PTB1 beams with 0.30. And then the same dimensions for the same type of beam for the traverse beams. And then moving to that's the same as fourth floor framing plan. It is also the same as the fifth and sixth floor framing plan, consisting of the same type of beams, both traverse and longitudinal. However, the sectioning for the rooms were different compared to the first. Compared to the fourth floor, all floors are in an alternate pattern. So the beams or the traverse beams are only present in every other column except for the rightmost area. And then for the roof beam plan, so it consists of thinner beams as indicated here. The roof beam plan are RCB1 beams or reinforced concrete beam 1. And then there's a concrete gutter along its outer area, and then the RCCB beams as I mentioned earlier. So for the RCB1 beams, if I'm not mistaken, it is also indicated here. Here RCB beams with a area of 0.3 and 0.4 with having only 4 reinforced bars. And then for these for this area in the plan, for this area in the plan, there is a slab. There is a ramp, access ramp for the students to go to the from the first to the fifth and sixth floors, which are also placed in detail here at the PPO offices. File which indicate the use of RCCB on PTB1 beam. So basically, it is overlapping and in a slope formation. Alternately, this is how it is placed, as I mentioned a while back. In the foundation plan, there are placements, particularly in this region, where the PTCB beams and RCCB beams are beside each other, the same region, but their dimensions and reinforced bar placements are the same. So that wraps up the structural plans for the Agis building. It is quite complex. However, it must also be considered that this region has been cut off as shown in the architectural plans earlier. So that will be all. Thank you.
So good day everyone, good day Sir Torno. I am going to present the agriculture building planning plan. So this is the overall planning plan of the building, and we are going to start with the legend and of the description of symbols that are placed in the plan. So we have the slop, sink, water closet, lavatory, urinal, and floor drain. And for the recommendation, these are the description. The fixture to be repaired is REPER, the fixture to be replaced is REPL, and the fixture in good condition is okay. So we are going to go to the ground floor plan, wherein there is only 2 restrooms, and one for the male restroom and the other one is for the female restroom. And for the second floor, there are restrooms in each office, and there are 3 restrooms in the overall for each of all offices, and there is also 1 female restroom at the edge of the floor. So for the third floor plan, there is also 1 female restroom at the edge of the floor, and it is the same with the rest of the floors, except for 5th floor, which is male restroom. So for the layout as a whole for this plumbing plan of the agriculture building is good, since the toilet is uniformly placed in each floor. Thereby, the water flow of the building is placed on one side, so there are not much complications in terms of pipe arrangements. And with the symbols that I placed, almost all fixtures in the toilet are functioning well. Thereby, I assign them as okay, which means that the fixture is in good condition. Thus, the plumbing layout of the agriculture building is efficient, and it is necessary in order to prevent costly repairs and downtime, since one of the immediate consequences of a poorly installed plumbing system is the constant need for repairs, and this shall be avoided so that the students, faculty, and staffs that are constantly using the building can still use the toilet of the agriculture building. So the challenges that I have encountered while making the layout is that the toilets in the second floor in the offices are not accessible. So these dimensions for each office are just assumed, and I also based it on the plans that the PPO that give provide sa PPO kay dito ra po ako gi-base ang mga dimensions since katong phase pa sa on-site measurements kay wala naman na gather a measurement na yung sulod sa offices since wala may gi-allow. And so as a whole, the layout of the agriculture building has one toilet per floor, and it is the same all throughout all floors wherein it is located on the edge of the floor, except for the second floor wherein there are toilets in each offices. So that would be all for the planning layout of the agriculture building.
So my name is Delphine Cesar and I'm going to present first 3 floors electrical plan sa Agis building.
So, to start, i-explain sana ko ang mga symbols. First, kay mga symbols sa light. Shown sa lighting layout. So, kaning mga taas nga tube, like, kay mo ni siyang mga light or mga fluorescent lamps. Tapos, kaning mga circular nga figures, kay mo ni siyang bulbs. Naapod tayo mga ceiling fans na makita na to sa plans. Tapos, kaning mga circular nga naay 2 ka lines nga gapass through kay mao pod ni siya ang convenience outlets. So napod tay electrical emergency lights, nasad tay kaning mga S1 which is switch 1 and switch 2. And the meaning of LP is lighting panel. ECU is a air conditioning unit, symbolized by a circle with a triangle inside. So, ang breaker pod, which is ang box sa side, naa siya yung mga switches that control the whole line or group. Like, for example, is LP1. Lahi na pod ang nga group si LP2. So, if i-off ni mo si LP1, tanan lights connected sa LP1, kay ma-off siya. Same concept sa ACU, pero kada 2 ka ACU, one naka-switch sa breaker. So, sa first floor, makuha na to nga sa right naa siya ministry office. Mostly sa first floor kay mga offices man siya. So pag make na mo sa plans na may difficulty sa pagsukod sa inside sa room sa offices kay of course dili may pwede kay privacy issues and all that. So gibuhat na namo is nagkuha mig plano sa PPO. Pero with that, nalibog mi kay na siya changes, especially sa walls and partitions. So with that, make na lang din mi sa among own or nag-assume ra mi. So nalibog yun mi sa mga changes sa pag-layout sa walls sa offices. Kibali gi-renovate man good and nag-add sila og walls which wala sa plano originally. So sa left side makita nato nga so far sa offices kay nag-use sila og fluorescent lamps. Tas mga light bulbs din sa CRs. Sa second floor kay offices, daghan siya offices tas gamay ra classrooms with ceiling fans. So daghan fluorescent lamps especially sa offices. Makita pod nato here kay daghan kayo convenience outlets kay per cubicle na siya outlet, and sa third floor, mostly classrooms are with ceiling fans and fluorescent lamps, tas outlets, and i-update sad namo ang power circuit layout. Kay na siya mga changes since nag-add sila og mga DLP per classroom, which nagdungag siya og mga outlets.
Good day, sir, and good day, everyone. I am Diana Alwal. I work with Dale for the electrical plan for Xavier University's agricultural building. So for now, I'm going to continue discuss on the electrical plans for 4th, 5th, and 6th floors of the building. So as we can see, in the 4th floor, most rooms are classrooms. So I have designed this for a uniform layout because these rooms are just classrooms. So uniform lang ang tanan, and there are 6 lights and 2 fans in each classroom. So for this, we focus on the efficient placement of these lights and fans. And then for on this part, here's the stairs. So focus na ko na ni ang emergency light. Since na-lights ang sa stairs, makita na to, and then kaya dayon kay ang mga rooms, since same raman ang layout sa each rooms. Since ang fourth floor kay tanan lagi siya rooms ang naaani nga floor. And then of course we placed electrical wiring for light bulbs on the hallway following the stairs. So next I'll proceed with the fifth floor. So as you can see sa fifth floor kay naa na siya office, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 classrooms. So sa kaning left side ako ipakita dani ang DevCom. So makita nato nga dagan siya partition since office mani. So naatay four lights sa first 2 rooms, and then 2 lights sa each dayon nga partitions na makita. And then dari din mag-start kay ang ato ang mga classrooms sa 5th floor. So same lang gyapon ang ato ang placement, uniform lang gyapon siya. 6 lights and 2 fans sa each classroom. So very simple layout. So makita nato dani di ay gidiscuss ni siya ni Dale earlier nga ang LP means light panel. So ang kaning LP4 and CF5 makita nato siya sa katong breaker. So makita na nato ni diri if kanang i-off nimo or i-on. So dari gyapon sa floor makita dari ang right side kay upstairs. So following the 6th floor kay classrooms lang gyapon. So same lang gyapon ang explanation na ani nga uniform lang gyapon ang layout sa electrical plans for each classrooms. So natay 2 fans and then 6 lights for each classroom. And then also natay lights dani sa along the hallway, and of course ang sa ramps naapod tay lights here. So that's for the light circuiting in agricultural building 3rd to 6th floor. So for the convenience outlet circuiting, I'm going to discuss na sa similar actually ang each floor na power circuiting. So for 4th floor naatay ka ng mga outlets designed for each classroom. So makita nato na danhi sa sulod napud sa gawas, napud dani sa Picas room, and then sa Picas room. So naagid tay gi-design nga bale 4 outlets sa each classroom. And then okay, so that's all. And then for 5th floor, same lang gyapon, design lang gyapon tag mga outlets or each rooms. And then of course offices pud. Na bali lang ni siya ang orientation, bali na diri ang DevCom nga office sa right side, pero same lang gyapon yan ay like classrooms for each partition para sa mga outlets and like for example sa mga offices. And for the last floor, same lang gyapon, pero limited ang outlets na kaysa sa offices. Since classrooms or mali siya, so naagya po tayo mga outlets inside and outside the classroom, and for each lang gyapon balik-balik lang gyapon siya. So uniform lang gyapon ang tanan layout sa electrical plans. So overall, our layout is based from the original plans we have acquired from the PPO. So we have made minimum adjustments because kanang nag-base mi sa kanang amo ang own floor plan sa gimake ni Will kaganina, and but mo siya nga nag-make readjustments and other kanang changes sa layout kay lahi siya kanang measurements based sa original plan sa PPO and sa mong actual measurements on site. So nag-make changes, and then amo siyang simple lang gyud kanang lines para kanang makita gid nato ang kanang easy to follow ang electrical plan for the agricultural building. So, actually, ang kani siya nga layout kay nag-focus lang ni sa ng ah, simple and cost-effective design para ma-minimize ang mga extra wiring. So, ang last is, I know, next part kay, I've encountered also difficulties in identifying symbols, symbols on the electrical plans, but I've seek with professionals on this part so that I can proceed with my work. And then also ensuring correct connections sa electrical wiring because I haven't seen the actual wiring underneath yet. So like we've just assumed the connections lang sa electrical plan. So I think that's the difficulties I've encountered. And overall our electrical plan for the building is well organized and easy to follow. So it's actually just tailored for kanang basic room needs. So that's for the electrical plan for Xavier University Agricultural Building. Thank you.
Good day, sir. I am Antoinette Ugat, and I am going to present the floor fire system layout for the agriculture building. And we will start with the ground floor. Here we have, you can see the different sprinklers that are symbolized with the circle and the X in the symbol. And we can see how many sprinklers are present per rooms. And here is the connection that is being shown by a blue broken line for each sprinkler. And also, here in the red signal symbol is the fire alarm or the cover damage. So in the ground floor, there are two. In the first is in the near the elevator, and the other one is in the hallway near the I believe this is the SOC-in office. And another one is the fire hose cabinet that has the with a hose and the pipe connection. So here it is. We have also two. And as you notice, it is also near the fire alarm systems. So that's for the first floor. Again, for the ground floor, most of the rooms are offices, and so the number of sprinklers we referenced it from the plans that we have acquired from the physical plant office. So it's also the same. Let's proceed to the second floor. For the second floor system layout, there is only one fire alarm and two fire hose cabinets. One is near the ramp, and the other one is also located near the elevator beside the fire alarm system. And the number of sprinklers are quite similar to the one in the ground floor, and its connections also, as it is its layout is the same with the ground floor that has only offices. Majority are offices. And in the third floor, we start here the classrooms from third to sixth floor, and primarily consists of only classrooms. So there is also only one fire alarm and one fire hose cabinet. And there, as you can see, there are 3 rows of sprinklers that are aligned along the hallways, and also 6 sets of sprinklers in each classroom in this side and in the respective classrooms as well. And it's quite similar to the setup in the 6th floor, as it is of the same layout, that there is a big classroom at the very end, and classrooms along the hallway. So the sprinkler is also aligned along the hallway. The difference is in the fourth and in the fifth floor, because in the fourth floor, I'm sorry, I believe it's in the fifth floor. The fifth floor is the DevCom lab. DevCom lab. So here, majority in the end, there are no sprinklers here, as most of the equipments or the devices of the DevCom lab are located here, and also their studio. So only in the hallway are the sprinklers located, as well as in the respective classrooms along the floor. So in the sixth floor, or the fifth floor rather, there are two fire alarms, one outside the DevCom lab and the classroom, and the other is also again in the end near the stairs and the elevator, and also fire hose cabinet right beside each fire alarm. So overall, the fire system layout of the agriculture building is very effective, and the line for the connection line for each pipe or the sprinkler is effective, as its only flow is in one line per classroom. And also, in each floor, there is an allocated fire alarm, which is also in the same area. So for ground floor up to the sixth floor, there is a fire alarm and fire hose cabinet all aligned on this side of the each floor. So located near the stairs and near the classrooms. So if so happens that there is an emergency, we can immediately hear the alarm. So that's it for I believe for the fire safety or the fire layout plan for the agriculture building. So thank you very much.